My mother is Spanish and my father was British. I'm one of 4 children, I'm the youngest. Every year as we was growing up, we'd go back and forth to Spain over and over again. When I was about 11 or 12, I used to go to deaf school. I remember every year I used to have to go to summer school and I couldn't stand it. I'd really cry my eyes out, get really upset and emotional about it. I didn't want to go to summer school in Spain. I used to feel like saying fuck off. But my friends and family couldn't understand why I'd get so emotional about it. They used to advise me and say, just look at it like a holiday for 1 month. My response to that would be, you just don't understand. You'd have to come with me to summer school and then you'd understand why I feel so strongly about it. They just could not grasp the idea as to why I didn't want to go so much. So me and my cousin, off we'd go to summer school. We'd have to obey our parents. It was beautiful, of course, but inside it was another story. Teacher was English, and she used to teach us a bit of Spain. I used to have deaf friends who used to teach us as well as I was growing up. I used to interact with them socially. As I was growing up again, I come to the realisation that languages are so different, especially in sign language. It's actually really different to Spain. At deaf school, I used to go, everybody used to be signing. And I thought, everybody will be doing the same signs, but no, actually it was different. The alphabet was different to Spain. It was quite mind-boggling, actually. The sign for parents was completely different. Sign for cousin, family, and family members was different. Oh, God, I couldn't get to grasps of this. Sign for brother and sister was completely different. It's actually really different and quite mind-boggling. The days of the week was completely different as well. It really took me by surprise and really knocked me for 6. But I decided to carry on learning English. It was easier and I was more confident. When I'd go to Spain, I'd realise, no, I couldn't communicate efficiently. I really had to adjust my signing in order to integrate with them. I travelled to France and Italy, tried to learn so much different signs. The majority of it is, there's a small amount of it which is similar, but the majority of it is totally different. I use this to my advantage and just did so many different signs from different cultures and destinations and took this on board. The British deaf culture is also very different to the Spanish deaf culture. They do have a deaf club, of course, but they're really open and they mix really well. It's not hard to integrate and they're really forward and straight to the point. In England, they're totally different. They just don't want to hit. They take a step back and they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But of course, a conversation between two is totally different in Britain. Everybody else knows your business and they love the gossip. Whereas in Spain, they're straight to the point. And it's nothing to do with anybody else. A conversation is treated quite intimate. It's between you and them. It's too much in Britain. Everybody wants to know everybody's business. In Britain, they also have little groups form. But in Spain, there's none of that. Everybody's really open to conversation. Sometimes newcomers just come in and join the conversation. They're welcomed, open arms. But in Britain, no, it's different. I can recall trying to socialise and try to integrate with a group. I tried my hardest to make conversation, but nobody even acknowledged me. I was totally ignored. Sometimes I was accepted and other times I wasn't. This is something that I've learnt, and the differences between British culture and Spanish culture.